Garou gritted his teeth as he faced off against the three corrupted birds with glowing purple eyes, each one more formidable than the last. The macaw, pigeon, and crow circled him in the night sky, their eyes shining with malevolent energy as they darted in and out of his reach. You think you can outpace me with your fancy purple eyes? Garou taunted, his own eyes glowing with white energy. He launched himself at the macaw, his blue glowing hands striking out with lightning speed. But before he could land a solid blow, the bird vanished in a blur of motion, reappearing behind him and delivering a powerful peck to his back. Garou grunted in pain but quickly spun around to face his attacker. The pigeon and crow converged on him, their movements synchronized with uncanny precision. Garou leapt and dodged, weaving through their attacks with fluid grace. But no matter how many blows he landed, the birds instantly began to heal and regenerate, their wounds closing up as if they had never been there. Frustration burned in Garou's chest as he fought against the relentless onslaught. The birds, now working together in perfect harmony, pushed him towards a swirling purple portal that materialized out of thin air. Without hesitation, Garou leapt through, his heart racing as he braced for whatever lay on the other side. Suddenly, he found himself plummeting through the air, the ocean rushing up to meet him. He crashed into the water with a resounding splash, his senses disoriented by the sudden change in environment. As he struggled to orient himself, he felt a presence approaching from behind. Turning, Garou came face to face with a massive purple-eyed penguin, its beady gaze fixed on him with undisguised malice. Before he could react, the sea turtle joined the fray, its movements fluid and graceful as it circled him in the murky depths. Garou's eyes blazed with determination as he prepared to face his new adversaries. The battle that followed was a chaotic dance of speed and power, as Garou and the corrupted sea creatures clashed in a deadly underwater tango. The penguin and sea turtle used their purple glowing eyes to enhance their already formidable agility, darting in and out of Garou's reach with uncanny precision. But Garou was no stranger to adversity. With a growl of determination, he channeled his energy into his attacks, sending shockwaves of power rippling through the water. The penguin and sea turtle were momentarily thrown off balance, giving Garou the opening he needed to strike back. As the relentless battle raged on, Garou's mind raced with strategies and counterattacks. He pushed himself to his limits, testing his speed and agility against his aquatic foes with unwavering focus. The water churned around them, a swirling vortex of chaos and determination. Hours passed in a blur of motion and violence, until finally, Garou emerged victorious. The purple-eyed penguin and sea turtle lay defeated at his feet, their eyes dimming as their corrupted power waned. Garou stood triumphant, his chest heaving with exertion as he surveyed the wreckage of the underwater battlefield. Is that all you've got? Garou taunted, his voice echoing through the silent depths. I'm just getting started. With a defiant smirk, he turned and swam back towards the surface, ready to face whatever challenges awaited him next. And so the legend of Garou, the human Garou who fought against the forces of corruption with unmatched skill and determination, continued to grow with each new victory. As long as there were enemies to face and battles to be won, Garou would be there, a relentless force of nature in a world consumed by chaos. Words. Garou found himself surrounded by the three corrupted birds with glowing purple eyes, a macaw, a pigeon, and a crow. The birds were using their enhanced speed to outmaneuver Garou, making it difficult for him to land a solid hit. As Garou's eyes glowed with white energy, he summoned his blue glowing hands and unleashed a barrage of punches at the birds. The corrupted birds, however, were not easily defeated. They used their purple-eyed agility to quickly dodge Garou's attacks and started to heal and regenerate from any damage he managed to inflict. As the battle raged on, the birds took to the skies and used their speed to push Garou towards a swirling portal. Before Garou knew it, he found himself underwater, surrounded by a purple-eyed corrupted penguin and sea turtle. The creatures used their enhanced speed and agility to quickly close in on Garou, forcing him to adapt to the new environment. Garou's eyes glowed with white energy once more as he summoned his blue glowing hands to create powerful waves to push back the creatures. The battle beneath the ocean's surface was intense, with Garou and the corrupted creatures clashing relentlessly. The purple-eyed penguin and sea turtle proved to be formidable opponents, constantly evading Garou's attacks and counter-attacking with ferocity. Garou smirked, relishing the challenge as he tested his own speed and agility in the aquatic environment. As the battle continued, Garou and the corrupted creatures moved with incredible speed and precision, their movements a blur beneath the deep ocean waters. The sound of fists clashing and water swirling filled the underwater arena as Garou fought with all his might to overcome his opponents. Despite their best efforts, the purple-eyed penguin and sea turtle were unable to match Garou's determination and skill. With a final surge of energy, Garou unleashed a powerful wave of energy that sent the creatures flying backward, defeated but not destroyed. As Garou emerged from the ocean depths, victorious but exhausted, he knew that he had faced a formidable challenge. The corrupted creatures with their glowing purple eyes had pushed him to his limits, testing his speed, agility, and determination in ways he had never experienced before. But in the end, it was Garou's unwavering resolve and strength that allowed him to triumph over his adversaries. And as he stood there, panting but proud, Garou knew that he was ready to face whatever challenges awaited him in the future. Words. It was a dark and stormy night, the winds howling as the rain poured down relentlessly. In the midst of this chaos, a lone figure stood on a rocky cliff overlooking the turbulent sea. This figure was none other than Garou, the infamous human monster from One Punch Man. His eyes glowing with a fierce white energy, and his hands emitting a bright blue light, he was ready for battle. Suddenly, three corrupted birds with glowing purple eyes appeared in the sky above him. They were like no birds Garou had ever seen before, a macaw, a pigeon, and a crow, all with eyes that shone with an unnerving purple light. These corrupted creatures wasted no time in attacking Garou, using their enhanced speed and agility to outpace him. But Garou was not one to back down from a challenge. With a fierce determination in his eyes, he unleashed a flurry of attacks with his glowing blue hands, striking out at the birds with all his might. However, to his surprise, the birds seemed to heal and regenerate almost instantly from his blows. As the battle raged on, the purple-eyed birds managed to push Garou towards a mysterious portal that appeared out of nowhere. Without warning, Garou found himself hurtling through the portal and landing in the deep oceans underwater. Now, he was faced with two more adversaries, a corrupted penguin and a sea turtle, both with glowing purple eyes. The battle continued underwater, with Garou unleashing his full power to combat the speed and agility of the purple-eyed penguin and sea turtle. Waves crashed around them as Garou utilized his wave move to push back the creatures, but they quickly recovered and launched themselves at him once more. Impressive, Garou muttered, his voice dripping with sarcasm. But you'll have to do better than that to defeat me. The purple-eyed penguin and sea turtle seemed to understand his challenge, as they intensified their attacks, moving with such speed and precision that Garou found it difficult to keep up. But Garou was not one to give up easily. He knew that he had to push himself to his limits if he wanted to emerge victorious from this underwater battle. With a renewed sense of determination, Garou dove deep into the ocean, evading the attacks of the creatures with his enhanced speed and agility. The water surrounded him like a protective shield, enabling him to move with unparalleled grace and precision. And as the battle raged on, Garou found himself plotting his next move carefully, his mind working at lightning speed to outsmart his opponents. The tension in the underwater arena was palpable, with each move and countermove executed with deadly precision. The purple-eyed penguin and sea turtle fought ferociously, their glowing eyes never wavering as they attempted to overwhelm Garou with their combined power. But Garou was not about to let them win. With a final surge of energy, he unleashed a devastating blow that sent the creatures reeling, their glowing eyes dimming as they struggled to recover. As the waters around them stilled, Garou emerged victorious, his eyes shining with a triumphant gleam. The corrupted creatures lay defeated at his feet, their glowing eyes fading into darkness as their bodies dissolved into nothingness. Another victory for Garou, he declared, his voice echoing through the underwater abyss. No challenge is too great for me to overcome. And with that, he vanished from the depths of the ocean, leaving behind a trail of destruction in his wake. Garou had proven once again that he was not just a monster, but a force to be reckoned with, a warrior whose power knew no bounds. And so, the legend of Garou, the human monster, continued to grow, as tales of his epic battles spread far and wide, inspiring fear and awe in all who heard them. Words. The battle between Garou and the three corrupted birds with glowing purple eyes had been raging on for what seemed like hours. The macaw, pigeon, and crow worked together seamlessly, using their enhanced speed to outmaneuver Garou at every turn. But Garou was not one to back down easily. His eyes glowed with white energy as he focused on using his blue glowing hands to deal damage to the birds. However, no matter how hard Garou fought, the birds seemed to instantly heal and regenerate from his attacks. It was as if they were immune to his blows. The three corrupted birds took to the skies, using their purple-eyed agility to push Garou towards a mysterious portal that appeared out of nowhere. With a sudden burst of energy, Garou found himself underwater, surrounded by a new set of enemies, a purple-eyed corrupted penguin and sea turtle. These creatures were larger and more powerful than the birds, using their glowing eyes to enhance their speed and agility underwater. Garou didn't falter, though. His eyes glowed with determination as he faced off against the sea creatures. He used his wave move to create powerful currents that pushed the penguin and sea turtle away, but they quickly recovered and returned to the attack. The battle raged on with Garou and the sea creatures dodging and weaving through the water, each trying to gain the upper hand. The purple-eyed penguin moved with lightning speed, its glowing eyes giving it an unnatural advantage in the water. The sea turtle followed suit, using its glowing eyes to outpace Garou and deliver powerful blows. But Garou was not to be outdone. He matched their speed and agility, using his own enhanced abilities to evade their attacks and strike back with precision. As the battle continued, the tension in the underwater arena grew, the thrill of the fight electrifying the air. With a final burst of energy, Garou managed to outmaneuver the sea creatures, delivering a series of devastating blows that sent them reeling. The purple-eyed penguin and sea turtle struggled to recover, their glowing eyes fading as Garou stood victorious in the underwater battlefield. As he caught his breath, Garou couldn't help but smirk. He had faced overwhelming odds and emerged triumphant, proving once again that he was a force to be reckoned with. And as he prepared to face whatever challenges lay ahead, Garou knew that he was ready for anything, even the most dangerous and cunning foes that crossed his path. Words. 418. The sound of the crashing waves filled the underwater battleground as Garou faced off against the purple-eyed corrupted penguin and sea turtle. Garou's eyes glowed with determination as he used his incredible speed and agility to dodge the attacks of the two creatures. You think you can defeat me with your glowing eyes? Garou taunted, his voice echoing through the water. The corrupted penguin let out a screech, its purple eyes glowing even brighter as it lunged towards Garou. But Garou was ready, his hands glowing with blue energy as he countered the penguin's attack with a powerful wave of water. The sea turtle joined in, its purple eyes shining with malevolence as it tried to trap Garou in its powerful jaws. You're both going to have to do better than that, Garou said with a smirk, using his speed to evade the sea turtle's snapping jaws. He countered with a swift kick to the turtle's underbelly, causing it to recoil in pain. The corrupted creatures seemed to be getting more aggressive as the battle raged on. Garou could feel his energy draining as he struggled to keep up with their relentless attacks. The glowing purple eyes of his opponents seemed to give them an advantage, their speed and agility unmatched in the underwater arena. But Garou was not one to back down from a challenge. He continued to dodge and weave through the attacks, his own eyes glowing with white energy as he focused on his next move. The penguin and sea turtle were relentless in their assault, but Garou refused to give in. As the battle reached its climax, Garou unleashed a flurry of punches and kicks, his blue energy-filled hands striking true against the creatures. The purple-eyed penguin and sea turtle reeled from the impact, their bodies radiating pain as they struggled to stay afloat. You may have speed and agility on your side, but I have strength and determination, Garou said, his voice echoing with power. And that's all I need to defeat you. With a final surge of energy, Garou unleashed a powerful wave of energy that engulfed the corrupted creatures in a blinding light. The penguin and sea turtle cried out in agony as they were consumed by the energy, their bodies dissipating into nothingness. Garou emerged from the water, his body heaving with exhaustion as he looked around at the now empty ocean. The battle was finally over, and he had emerged victorious. As Garou floated on the surface of the water, he knew that more challenges lay ahead. But he also knew that he was more than capable of overcoming whatever came his way. With a final glance at the now calm ocean, Garou swam towards the shore, ready to face whatever came next in his never-ending quest for strength and power. The moon glowed brightly overhead as the intense battle between human Garou and the three corrupted birds with glowing purple eyes raged on. The macaw, pigeon, and crow were formidable opponents, using their enhanced speed to outpace Garou at every turn. Garou's eyes glowed with white energy as he unleashed powerful strikes with his blue glowing hands, but the birds seemed immune to his attacks as they quickly healed and regenerated. As the three corrupted birds flew through the skies with unnatural agility, they collided with Garou, sending him hurtling through a mysterious portal. In an instant, Garou found himself submerged in the depths of the ocean, the pressure of the water squeezing his chest as he struggled to regain his bearings. But there was no time to waste, for waiting for him in the murky depths were a purple-eyed corrupted penguin and sea turtle, their glowing eyes signaling their increased speed and agility underwater. Garou's determination never waned as he summoned the power within himself, his eyes glowing with an even brighter intensity as he prepared to face his new foes. The battle underwater was fierce and unrelenting, with the corrupted penguin and sea turtle matching Garou's every move with supernatural swiftness. Garou's blue hands created powerful waves that pushed the creatures away, but they quickly recovered, relentlessly pursuing him through the dark waters. As the fight continued, the tension grew thicker, the air in Garou's lungs dwindling with each passing moment. The corrupted penguin and sea turtle seemed unstoppable as they closed in on him, their glowing eyes fixated on their prey. But Garou was not one to back down. With a fierce determination, he evaded their attacks, his movements fluid and precise as he anticipated their every move. The underwater battle became a dance of speed and agility, each combatant pushing themselves to their limits in a fight for survival. As the minutes turned into hours, the intensity of the battle never wavered. Garou's resolve was unbreakable, his will driving him forward even as his body began to ache from the strain. The corrupted penguin and sea turtle were relentless, their glowing eyes a constant reminder of the challenge they presented. In a sudden burst of energy, Garou unleashed a powerful wave of energy that sent the creatures reeling, buying himself a moment of respite. It was then that he saw his opening, a chance to turn the tide of the battle in his favor. With a speed and agility that surpassed even his own expectations, Garou launched himself forward, his blue hands crackling with energy as he met the corrupted penguin and sea turtle head-on. The clash was fierce, the pressure of the water pressing down on them like a heavy weight. But Garou was not alone in this fight. With each strike and counterattack, he felt the strength of his resolve grow, the memory of his past victories fueling his determination to emerge victorious once more. As the battle reached its climax, Garou's eyes blazed with a white-hot intensity, his movements becoming a blur of speed as he unleashed a barrage of attacks on the corrupted creatures. With one final, decisive blow, he sent them spiraling away, their glowing eyes dimming as they disappeared into the depths of the ocean. Exhausted but triumphant, Garou emerged from the depths, his chest heaving with the effort of the battle. The moon still shone brightly overhead, casting a silver glow over the ocean as he took a moment to catch his breath. The thrill of victory surged through his veins, a reminder of his strength and resilience in the face of impossible odds. As he gazed out at the vast expanse of the ocean before him, Garou knew that no challenge was too great for him to overcome. And with that knowledge burning brightly in his heart, he set off into the night, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead with unwavering determination and unbreakable resolve. As Garou found himself underwater, surrounded by the purple-eyed corrupted penguin and sea turtle, he could feel the pressure mounting. The creatures were relentless in their attacks, using their enhanced speed and agility to overpower him at every turn. Garou gritted his teeth, his glowing white eyes focused on his opponents. You two think you can outmatch me underwater? You're in for a rude awakening, he growled, his blue hands crackling with energy as he prepared to unleash a powerful wave of energy. The corrupted penguin and sea turtle braced themselves, their glowing purple eyes locking onto Garou as they charged at him with incredible speed. Garou dodged their attacks with expert precision, moving with a grace that belied his ferocity. You may be fast, but you lack finesse, Garou taunted, his voice echoing through the underwater depths. He unleashed a torrent of energy, creating a powerful wave that pushed the creatures back. The purple-eyed penguin and sea turtle snarled in frustration, their glowing eyes pulsing with renewed determination. They circled around Garou, their movements fluid and effortless as they launched a coordinated attack. Garou danced between their blows, his movements fluid and precise. Is that all you've got? He taunted, a smirk playing at the corners of his lips. He launched a counterattack, his blue hands glowing with intense energy as he struck back with unmatched ferocity. The corrupted creatures recoiled from his onslaught, their glowing eyes dimming slightly as they struggled to keep up. Garou pressed his advantage, his movements becoming a blur as he unleashed a barrage of punches and kicks that left the creatures reeling. But the purple-eyed penguin and sea turtle were not so easily defeated. They rallied, their glowing eyes burning with renewed vigor as they launched a coordinated assault that pushed Garou to his limits. Garou gritted his teeth, his muscles straining with effort as he fought back against the relentless onslaught. You may be fast, but I am stronger, he declared, his voice filled with unwavering determination. The battle raged on, the underwater depths echoing with the clash of blows and the crackle of energy. Garou fought with a tenacity that bordered on madness, his glowing eyes never wavering as he faced off against his formidable opponents. As the purple-eyed penguin and sea turtle advanced on him once more, Garou summoned all of his strength and unleashed a devastating wave of energy that sent them flying back. He stood victorious, his chest heaving with exertion as he surveyed the wreckage of his enemies. You may be fast, but speed alone does not win battles. True strength lies in perseverance and determination, Garou declared, his voice echoing through the dark waters. With a final nod of satisfaction, Garou turned and began his ascent to the surface, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. The thrill of battle sang in his veins, a reminder of the power that resided within him. And as he emerged from the depths, a new sense of purpose filled his heart, knowing that he was ready to face any challenge that came his way. Words. 517. Garou, breathing heavily, these birds are tougher than I thought. But I won't give up. I can't let them win. Macaw, cackling, you're no match for us, Garou. We have the power of the corrupted purple-eyed birds. You stand no chance against us. Garou, gritting his teeth, we'll see about that, charges towards the birds, his eyes glowing white with determination. Pigeon, flapping its wings, look at him go. He's like a wild animal, full of rage and power. Crow, cawing, don't underestimate him. He's a formidable opponent. We need to work together to defeat him. Garou, using his blue glowing hands to strike at the birds, take this. Hits Macaw, but it quickly recovers and heals itself. Macaw, smirking, is that all you've got, Garou? Your attacks are useless against us. We are too powerful for you to defeat. Garou, growling, I won't give up. I'll find a way to defeat you, no matter what it takes. Macaw, charging towards Garou with its glowing beak, you're all talk, Garou. Let's see if you can back it up, collides with Garou and pushes him towards a portal. Garou, falling into the portal, where am I? Lands in the deep ocean underwater. Penguin, swimming towards Garou with its purple glowing eyes, welcome to our domain, Garou. You won't escape us now. Garou, determined, I'll take on both of you, no matter the odds. I won't let you defeat me. Sea turtle, swimming gracefully towards Garou, you're a worthy opponent, Garou. Let's see if you can keep up with our speed and agility underwater. Garou, using his wave move to push back penguin and sea turtle, I won't go down without a fight. You'll have to do better than that to defeat me. Penguin, slicing through the water with incredible speed, you're impressive, Garou. But can you keep up with us? Garou, dodging the attacks from penguin and sea turtle, I won't let you defeat me. I'll find a way to outmatch you both. Sea turtle, colliding with Garou and pushing him further underwater, you're strong, Garou. But are you strong enough to withstand our power? Garou, pushing back penguin and sea turtle with all his might, I won't back down. I'll keep fighting until the end. You won't defeat me that easily. Penguin, circling around Garou with speed and agility, you're a worthy opponent, Garou. But can you withstand our relentless attacks? Garou, gritting his teeth, I won't let you defeat me. I'll find a way to outsmart you and emerge victorious. Sea turtle, charging towards Garou with incredible speed, you're a formidable opponent, Garou. But can you withstand the full force of our power? Garou, using all his strength to push back penguin and sea turtle, I won't give up. I'll find a way to defeat you both, no matter what it takes. The battle between Garou and the purple-eyed corrupted penguin and sea turtle raged on underwater, with both sides refusing to back down. Garou's determination and skill were put to the test as he fought against the relentless attacks of his opponents, never once wavering in his resolve to emerge victorious. In the end, it was his unwavering determination and sheer willpower that allowed him to triumph over the powerful creatures, proving once and for all that he was a force to be reckoned with. The battle beneath the ocean raged on, with Garou facing off against the purple-eyed corrupted penguin and sea turtle. The creatures moved with incredible speed and agility, their glowing eyes giving them an otherworldly advantage in the underwater realm. Garou's white eyes glowed with determination as he dodged and weaved through the water, his blue hands striking out at the corrupted creatures. Each blow landed with precision, but the penguin and sea turtle quickly recovered, their wounds healing almost instantly. You can't defeat us, Garou, the penguin hissed, its voice echoing through the water. We are too powerful with these eyes of ours. Garou smirked, his confidence unwavering. I've faced tougher opponents than you before. You won't be able to best me. With a swift movement, Garou summoned a wave of water to push back the corrupted creatures. The force of the wave sent them tumbling through the water, but they quickly righted themselves, their glowing eyes fixed on Garou. You may be skilled, but you can't keep up with our speed and agility, the sea turtle taunted, its voice dripping with malice. Garou's eyes narrowed as he prepared for the next attack. The penguin and sea turtle charged at him, slicing through the water like torpedoes. Garou dodged their movements with grace, his movements fluid and precise. As the battle raged on, Garou's bubbles of breath grew more frantic, signaling the intensity of the fight. The creatures seemed relentless, their attacks coming from all angles. But Garou refused to back down, his determination shining through. I won't let you defeat me, Garou growled, his voice filled with conviction. I will emerge victorious from this battle. With a surge of energy, Garou unleashed a new move, creating a whirlpool of water that sucked in the corrupted creatures. The penguin and sea turtle flailed against the force of the whirlpool, their glowing eyes dimming with fear. You can't stop us, the sea turtle managed to say before being sucked into the vortex. Garou watched as the whirlpool dissipated, leaving the ocean calm once more. The corrupted creatures were nowhere to be seen, their presence vanquished by Garou's skill and determination. As he floated in the water, catching his breath, Garou knew that the battle was far from over. The corrupted creatures may have been defeated this time, but there were others out there, waiting to challenge him. But for now, Garou allowed himself to savor the victory, knowing that he had proven himself once again as a formidable force to be reckoned with. And as he swam away from the scene of the battle, he knew that he would always be ready to face whatever challenges came his way. Words. Garou, gritting his teeth, these birds are quicker than I expected. Their purple eyes give them an extra edge. But I won't go down without a fight. Macaw, screeching, squawk. We will not let you defeat us, Garou. Our power is unmatched. Garou raises his hands, glowing with blue energy. Let's see about that. Take this. The macaw, pigeon, and crow dive at Garou, their glowing purple eyes leading the way. They clash with Garou, pushing him back with their sheer force. Garou concentrates, his eyes glowing white as he uses his full strength to fight off the birds. Pigeon, cackling coo. You can't win against us, Garou. We are too powerful. Garou, dodging their attacks, you may be strong, but I am not one to be underestimated. I will defeat you all. The birds continue their assault, their glowing eyes enhancing their speed and agility to levels Garou has never faced before. They seem nearly invincible, constantly healing and regenerating from Garou's attacks. Crow, cawing caw. You are no match for us, Garou. Surrender before it is too late. Garou, smirking, I never back down from a challenge. Prepare to face my full power. In a burst of energy, Garou launches himself at the birds, his blue hands flashing with intense power. The birds try to counter his attacks, but Garou's determination and skill prove too much for them. He manages to push them back, causing them to falter for a moment. Macaw, frustrated, squawk. This human is stronger than we thought. We must find a way to defeat him. Meanwhile, in a flash of light, Garou finds himself transported to the depths of the ocean. He is met by a corrupted purple-eyed penguin and sea turtle, both ready to take him on in their underwater domain. Garou, adjusting to the water, this is a new challenge, but I am ready for anything. Come at me, sea creatures. The penguin and sea turtle waste no time in attacking Garou, their glowing eyes giving them unmatched speed and agility underwater. They move with grace and power, their attacks coming in swift and relentless waves. Sea turtle, growling, you cannot escape us, Garou. We will make sure you never see the surface again. Garou, smiling, you may be fast, but speed alone won't defeat me. Let's see if you can keep up with my moves. The battle continues in the depths of the ocean, with Garou and the sea creatures locked in a fierce struggle. Garou uses his wave move to push back the creatures, but they quickly recover and counter his attacks with precision. Penguin, chirping coo. Your tricks won't work on us, Garou. We are the masters of the sea. Garou, dodging their attacks, you may have the advantage in water, but I have the determination to overcome any obstacle. Let's settle this once and for all. The underwater battle rages on, with Garou and the sea creatures clashing in a spectacle of speed and power. They move with incredible acrobatics, dodging and countering each other's attacks with expert precision. Sea turtle, roaring, you are a worthy opponent, Garou. But even you cannot match our speed and agility underwater. Garou, grinning, it's not about who is faster. It's about who has the will to stand their ground and fight to the end. And that, my friends, is where I excel. As the battle reaches its climax, Garou unleashes a final burst of energy, pushing back the purple-eyed penguin and sea turtle with all his might. The creatures falter for a moment, giving Garou the opening he needs to turn the tide of the battle in his favor. Garou, panting, it looks like I have emerged victorious once again. You may have speed and agility on your side, but I have something even greater, the will to never give up. And with that, Garou emerges from the depths of the ocean, ready to face whatever challenges come his way. For in the end, he is the true master of his own fate, always ready to push beyond his limits and emerge victorious in the face of any challenge that comes his way. Words. Garou, the infamous human monster from One Punch Man, found himself embroiled in a relentless battle against three corrupted birds with glowing purple eyes, a macaw, a pigeon, and a crow. These malevolent creatures use their eerie eyes to increase their speed, leaving Garou struggling to keep up. With his own eyes glowing with white energy, Garou unleashed his blue glowing hands, striking out at the birds with all his might. However, to his dismay, the corrupted birds began to heal and regenerate almost instantly, nullifying his attacks. Frustrated but undeterred, Garou found himself pushed towards a portal by the relentless assaults of the purple-eyed birds. As he tumbled through the portal, he landed in the depths of the ocean, surrounded by the eerie glow of the underwater world. Here, he faced a new challenge, two more corrupted creatures, a penguin and a sea turtle, both with the same menacing purple eyes that imbued them with incredible speed and agility. Garou's white glowing eyes flared as he once again unleashed his powers, this time using them to create powerful waves to push back his aquatic adversaries. The battle that ensued was a breathtaking display of speed and skill, with Garou and the corrupted sea creatures darting and weaving through the water like streaks of lightning. They clashed and collided, the sound of their blows muffled by the water around them. Garou's determination never wavered, even as his lungs burned for air and his body ached from the constant onslaught. The corrupted penguin and sea turtle were relentless, their glowing eyes fixed on their target as they launched themselves at him with terrifying speed. But Garou was no ordinary opponent. His years of training and his relentless pursuit of strength had honed his skills to perfection. With a smirk, he dodged and counterattacked, using his own speed and agility to outmaneuver his foes. The battle raged on, the combatants moving in a synchronized dance of destruction. The underwater world around them seemed to blur as they moved at impossible speeds, the water churning and frothing with their movements. As the minutes turned into hours, Garou felt a surge of adrenaline pump through his veins. He welcomed the challenge, relishing the chance to test his skills against such formidable opponents. The thrill of battle consumed him, pushing him to his limits and beyond. Finally, after what seemed like an eternity, Garou emerged victorious. The corrupted penguin and sea turtle lay defeated at his feet, their glowing eyes now dim and lifeless. With a satisfied smile, Garou turned to leave the underwater realm, ready to face whatever challenges awaited him next. But as he swam towards the surface, a new sense of determination filled him. The relentless battle had only fueled his thirst for strength and power. Garou knew that he would continue to seek out new adversaries, pushing himself to greater heights in his quest for ultimate power. And so, the legend of Garou, the human monster with eyes of white energy and hands of blue light, continued to grow, as he sought out new challenges and faced each one with unwavering courage and skill. The world trembled at the mere mention of his name, knowing that wherever there was strife and conflict, Garou would be there, ready to prove his strength once more. Words. The battle between Garou and the corrupted birds and sea creatures was nothing short of a spectacle. The air crackled with energy as the glowing purple-eyed bird swooped and dived, trying to outmaneuver the agile human Garou. You think you can defeat me with your fancy glowing eyes? Garou taunted, his own eyes glowing with a fierce white light as he used his blue hands to strike at the birds. But to his surprise, the birds quickly healed and regenerated from his attacks, their glowing eyes giving them an edge in speed and agility. As the birds collided with him, they pushed him through a portal, sending him plummeting into the depths of the ocean. Gasping for air, Garou found himself face to face with a purple-eyed corrupted penguin and sea turtle, their glowing eyes a stark contrast against the deep blue of the ocean. Garou smirked, ready for the challenge as he unleashed his wave move to push them back. The underwater battle was intense, with Garou and the corrupted sea creatures moving gracefully through the water like dancers in a deadly ballet. Despite their incredible speed and agility, Garou managed to hold his own, using his wave move to create distance between him and his foes. As the battle raged on, more purple-eyed sea creatures joined the fray, their relentless attacks pushing Garou to his limits. But he refused to back down, using every ounce of his strength and agility to evade their attacks and strike back with precision. The sound of bubbles escaping from Garou's mouth was the only indication of the fierce battle unfolding beneath the waves. The sea creatures moved with an otherworldly grace, their glowing eyes piercing the darkness of the ocean as they hunted for their elusive prey. Despite the odds stacked against him, Garou remained steadfast, his determination unwavering. With each wave move he unleashed, he pushed back the corrupted sea creatures, forcing them to retreat to the darker depths of the ocean. As the battle reached its climax, Garou stood victorious, his chest heaving with exertion. The water around him was still, the only sound the gentle lapping of the waves against his skin. That was quite the workout, Garou said, a smirk playing on his lips. But I'm always up for a challenge. And with that, he vanished into the depths of the ocean, ready to face whatever new foes awaited him in the ever-changing world of One Punch Man. Words. Garou, the human Garou from One Punch Man, found himself in the midst of a fierce battle with 3 corrupted birds, a macaw, a pigeon, and a crow. These birds, with their glowing purple eyes, possessed a supernatural speed that even Garou struggled to match. As Garou's own eyes began to glow with white energy, he summoned his blue glowing hands to deal damage to the birds. However, to his dismay, the birds seemed to instantly heal and regenerate from his attacks. The 3 corrupted birds took to the skies, using their purple-eyed agility to push Garou towards a mysterious portal. Colliding their glowing beaks with him, they sent him hurtling into the depths of the ocean. As Garou crashed into the underwater world, he found himself face to face with a new set of adversaries, a purple-eyed corrupted penguin and sea turtle. These underwater creatures, just like the birds before them, used their glowing eyes to enhance their speed and agility underwater. Garou, undeterred, once again unleashed his blue glowing hands, creating waves to push away the penguin and sea turtle. But they proved to be formidable opponents, quickly recovering from his attacks and outpacing him with their swift movements. The battle raged on, with Garou testing his own speed and agility underwater to evade and counter the relentless assaults of the purple-eyed creatures. The underwater world became a battleground, with the combatants darting and weaving through the water with incredible speed and grace. As the battle escalated, 2 more corrupted sea creatures, a seal and a sea lion, joined the fray, adding to the chaos and intensity of the underwater skirmish. Garou found himself surrounded by enemies, each one using their unique abilities to overwhelm him. Despite the odds stacked against him, Garou remained composed and focused, using his wave moves to create openings and push back his foes. The underwater battle turned into a spectacle of acrobatic maneuvers and strategic strikes, with Garou and the corrupted sea creatures locked in an intense struggle for dominance. As bubbles escaped from Garou's mouth, indicating the intensity of the battle and the strain he was under, he continued to fight with unwavering determination. The underwater world echoed with the sounds of colliding bodies and swirling currents, as the combatants pushed themselves to their limits in a bid for victory. Finally, after a grueling and relentless exchange of blows, Garou managed to gain the upper hand. With a smirk on his face, he unleashed a powerful wave move that sent the corrupted sea beasts reeling and retreating back to the dark depths of the ocean. As the waters calmed and Garou caught his breath, he knew that this battle was just one of many challenges he would face in his quest for strength and power. And with a renewed sense of resolve, he prepared himself for the next formidable opponent that awaited him in the unpredictable world of One Punch Man. Words. 496.